drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad. If you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form, it's like there's no reason to look back. And that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober. I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day that's doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem is, if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So, yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Ruin an Hour, a safe place to talk about anything from depression, anxiety, sobriety, addiction, balance, and life. My name is Kyle Gray. We're live 2 times a week, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Sundays 11 a.m. at Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be listening to you guys in the chat today. You guys can talk about whatever you want. I'm here to listen, see how you guys are doing in quarantine. I know this period is really challenging for us all, especially with the social distancing, not being able to see our family and friends, not being able to really work through our usual day-to-day life from work, from the hobbies we used to do. Being confined inside is definitely a challenge for everyone, and I feel like the best way you can go through with it is to be as healthy as you can, mentally as well as physically. But yeah, let's talk about it. Amy, you were talking about some panic attacks you were having. I haven't been not well anyway. I used to just wait it out. Had one Monday, unlike anything I've ever experienced. Just have to keep telling myself, people don't die of panic. People don't die of panic. Yeah, if anybody else has any experience with panic attacks, I'd be interested to hear that. I personally don't. But I think that's all you can really tell yourself is that you're not going to die. At the end of the day, you're right, it's just a panic attack, so it's not life-threatening, even though it can feel life-threatening. The best thing you can do is just get through it, but that's way easier said than done. That's way easier said than done, so I definitely understand that it's an uphill battle with those things. How's it going, Israel? How you doing? How's it going, Desi? Hope everybody's good out there. What do you guys want to chit-chat about today? I will tell you guys what I've been doing today. I've been finishing up this art project I've been doing. So I've been making positive affirmations around my room. So I'm covering my room in things like this. I'll just show you a bunch of them because they're sitting right here because I'm hanging them currently. This one as well. This one too. I'm just gonna go through them all. Why not? We're all here. Boom. This one too. So I'm lining my room with these. I have like 5 done currently. And we're finishing up these right now. Hopefully there's nothing on the floor. I'm putting these on the floor. There might be stuff on there. And last but not least, this one is a big one for me. But yeah, so those are all these positive affirmations I'm covering my room in. So basically these are all going to be around my room on every single wall. So like when I wake up in the morning, I'm surrounded by positive affirmations. When I walk into my room, when I'm working in my room, I'm surrounded by things that I want to hear, things that I need to remind myself. And yeah, I think that's a important thing to do. It's hard to remove that. Most time for me, there's no reason for the anxiety, but your reaction of I will survive is so important. Good luck to you. Sorry about what you're going through. A vision board, I haven't. No, I haven't considered a vision board. I know what they are, but I've never really done one before. Thank you, JT Flynn. Appreciate it. Oh, man. Thank you. First of all, what's up, Avo? Hope all is well. I'm currently going to therapy. However, it's now through Skype, so the grind to overcome life's obstacles don't stop. I appreciate you, brother. Alberto, appreciate you, my man. I actually stopped going to therapy when this all happened because my therapist offered it through Skype, and I kind of just felt weird about paying $200 for a phone call, but Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, I think I might hit her up and try to do it. But you're right. We gotta evolve, and you gotta acclimate to your environment. And this is something that it's not going to change anytime soon. So I need to acclimate. I've acclimated every other aspect of my life, and therapy is the last one that I've kind of been dancing around. So, and my therapist is really expensive. I used to actually go to 2 therapists a week. So I used to pay like $400 a week in therapy, but I stopped that. Now I only go to 1, but still every session is $200. So Zoom therapies are a thing, and they are common. Saint Soldier TV. Who do you normally talk to about things besides the therapist? Math, what's up? How you doing, Math? Good to see you in here. I mean, I talk to my family. I talk to you guys about things. I talk to my friends. But a therapist is the best you can do, because not only are they a licensed professional in their field, but you can tell somebody that has no judgment. And if they are judging you, you don't care about their judgment, because they're not a friend, they're not a family member. Also, friends and family, when you're asking for advice, 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you what they think you want to hear, because they want to see you happy. So, yeah, I mean, a therapist is integral to any sort of growth as a human. I feel like everybody should go to therapy, honestly. Thanks, I'm the Fridge. Good to see you in here, my man. MKK, my uncle passed today. Please keep me in your prayers. Sorry to hear that, man. How are you doing? Are you with your family? Are you surrounded by them? Are you with friends? Hopefully you are. Really sorry to hear that. Get all these off the floor. Math, my life coach, helped me out big time. Yeah, I've been thinking about looking into a life coach as well. But yeah, anybody like that like, motivates you, somebody you can talk to when you're going through something rough. I mean, and also not every therapy session is fun. To be real with you, a lot of them aren't fun. A lot of them suck. But those are the good ones, because they push you to be in an uncomfortable space that you maybe don't want to be in. And you're uncomfortable there, and it isn't fun, but you come out of it learning a little bit more about yourself and learning how to deal with that aspect about yourself that you're not dealing with. Bosszilla is her Instagram. Awesome. Well, if you guys are in the market for a life coach, hit up Bosszilla. I'll be with the rest of my family soon. MKK, that's good to hear, man. Sorry to hear that, dude, but stay strong. Yeah, Mike Perez. This is a Magic jersey, and I actually never rock it because it's like really, really big on me. But yeah, I'm a huge fan. I've always wanted a Magic jersey. Too bad it's not a Kobe jersey. Love you too, MKK. Hopefully you're in a good spot, my man. Well, I'm glad you're in here at least. That's good. But yeah, having a life coach, having a therapist is super important, I feel. This video isn't HD enough. At 1080p, we're better than this. Yeah, I'm very critical of myself. I feel like everybody is, but I mean, it's a big issue I've had in my life is I'm extremely critical of me. I'm really into fitness, and that is an aspect of me being critical about myself, because a lot of it stemmed from being uncomfortable with how I looked. It wasn't even originally I wanted to get healthy, which now is kind of turned into that. It's a kind of a win-win in both scenarios. But yeah, I'm very, very self-critical of myself, and that's an issue I deal with in therapy a lot. Is that I'm really hard on myself. When I do something, I'm like, oh, I could have done it better. I ran 4 miles. I could have ran 10, or I could have finished this quicker. I could have done better in my last relationship. Blah blah blah. The list goes on. D.I. Gamble. Did I miss the creator? Welcome to heaven. I just memorialized my mother and lost my brother same time. Please pray for me and my family as well. D.I. Gamble. Prayers being sent out, my man. Positive energy. But yeah, a lot of positive energy being sent your way, D.I. Gamble. I'm sorry to hear about that. Marwill, was your pops really critical of you? Because I think the same way, Avo. If that's maybe if that's too personal. No, man, it's not too personal. Yes, exactly. My a lot of, I mean, almost every single one of my issues stems from how I was raised, and that's not me being critical of my parents. It's just kind of calling it how it is. Yeah, my parents, my father in particular, had very high standards of myself, and he was a workaholic. Surprise, surprise. And he's an alcoholic. Surprise, surprise. So that's where I gained a lot of my addictions from as well, and my self-critical nature too. So that's definitely where it stemmed from. Almost all my problems. I mean, everybody's upbringing affects them deeply, and you could probably trace a lot of your issues back to how you were raised. And that's not something to be like, oh, it's your fault, mom and dad, because they're just doing the best they could with what they had. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's a perfect parent, and you're always going to make mistakes. The thing is, having the ability to be like, okay, I made a mistake. Let's move on. Let's fix this. Let's like get through it together. You know. How's it going, everybody? Just getting here. Hope everyone is making the most out of y'all's days. Happy to report 28 weeks alcohol-free. Derek, that's huge, man. Congrats on that. 28 weeks alcohol-free. And also congrats on getting through that with this whole quarantine, man. That's a huge accomplishment. That is a big, big accomplishment right there. I'm a year and I think 9 months sober. It's gonna be 2 years in July, and when it gets 2 years, I'm gonna make another one of those videos. I made that 1 year sober video, and I'm gonna make a 2 year sober video talking about being 2 years sober and what I've learned, because I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot, I feel. Look back on videos of myself from when I first started, or even like old videos of me like filming, and my God, I feel like I'm a different fucking person. I feel like I'm a different man since when I stopped drinking. I really do. And I know that's like a lot of people say that, but I do feel like I've shifted a big, humongous portion of my perspective on life, my outlook. The core part of me has always stayed the same, but how I project myself, how I interact with people, how I look, how I think, how I operate day to day. Like, for example, I never liked to read in the past, and now I love reading. I used to be a workaholic, and now I'm not really a workaholic. It's something I definitely struggle with too, because I definitely struggle with the issue of wanting to be productive all the time, every day. And if there's a day that goes by where I don't feel productive, I feel really bad about that. That's something I have to tackle. 7 months. Time flies quick. Thank you, everybody. Truly thank you. Derek, you're the man. MKK, Yuavo, I was watching the Pat vs. Danny watch. You definitely behave differently. A positive change. Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. I feel like, it would be one thing if it's just like, oh, yeah, I lost some weight from, like, being sober, which is obvious. Everybody does that. But I truthfully do feel like I act different, and more of me is out in the world now. I feel like when I was drinking all the time, I was just numbing who I was out constantly. And now I feel like I'm here, like, all the time. I'm here in the moment. I'm here in this world. Ben Page. So on day 8 of sobriety, I had a panic attack at work and bought some weed. Then popped another 8th tonight. Gonna try quitting when this is gone, but I have deja vu from how much I've said that before. Yo, Ben, I mean, dude, like, relapsing is part of the process. This is part of the process. When you first tried to ride a bike, it's not like you hopped on your bike and fucking rode off into the sunset doing bunny hops. It's like you fell. You fell, you got back up, you try again. You fall, you get back up, try again. So all we can do as human beings, man, is keep learning, and you can use this. It's unrealistic until it's not, man. You just got to keep trying over and over again. And then also this too. This one as well. Failure is growth. So each time you fall off the wagon, Oh, great. Cool. There totally was some shit on the floor. Oh, well. Hopefully that's not oil. But yeah, each time you fall off the wagon a little bit, all you can do is just get back on. Literally, that's all you can do, and that's part of the process, actually, is learning to get back on the wagon. Greg Simmon, appreciate you, my man. For real, though, the King of the Dot videos in 2015-16, I was like, how did a Battle League get big budget video production? This shit is a movie. Took battle rap culture to another level. Greg, I appreciate you, my man. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Mike Perez, what's your workout regimen? Do you do the same cardio routine every day? Trying to add more seafood in my diet like you do. Mike, yeah, man. I actually, now that the quarantine has been going on, I do literally the same thing every day. Probably not the best thing. You're supposed to alternate, but I'm just kind of trying this thing where I'm gonna do the same workout for as long as this quarantine is, and I'm gonna see what happens. And I've actually been seeing really good results. So what I do every day, I talk about this pretty often, but I do 300 sit-ups, 300 push-ups, and 400 squats, and then I do a superset of curls, lateral raises, and squats with sandbags, and I think they weigh 30 pounds. And so I'll do 12, 12, 12 squats, then 11 curls, 11 lat raises, 11 squats, 10, 10, 10, and then 9, and all the way down to 1. And I try to do that in under 8 minutes, and that is really hard. And then I also try to do the 300 sit-ups, 300 push-ups, 400 squats in under 20 minutes. So those two things are actually cardio. Like literally, I don't take breaks, and I'm breathing. Like I'm literally like at the end of that, like breathing hard, like my whole body is sweating. It's rough, and then after that, I run 2.5 miles. Like there's a route I can take around Santa Monica that's 2.5 miles. So I do that every day, every single day. Some days I do a little bit less running. Some days I do a little bit more running. So thank you, Nikolai. Appreciate that. I'm literally the fridge. Do you have any advice as to how I could communicate with my very body-conscious girlfriend? What are you trying to communicate, fridge? What are you trying to communicate with her? The Andrew Reynolds interview is deep. He talks about being told in his 20s that he doesn't stop drugs and alcohol. He'll be a washed-up skater. At 24, he realized he has a problem and got sober. Yeah, man, I mean, the Andrew Reynolds story is pretty incredible. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, Andrew Reynolds is a pro skateboarder legend, and basically he's like one of the best. And yeah, he got sober in his 20s, which is really incredible because it took me until I was 34 to be sober. And Andrew Reynolds did it at 24, and he's been sober ever since. And he actually came from a crew that was infamous for partying extremely hard. That might even be why he got sober, because he had some near-death experiences. And from there, his career took off, and also beyond that, he became a role model to people, and a lot of people in that crew got sober after he got sober as well. So appreciates the guidance, man. Never tried to quit, but before, so no smoking is alien to me. Hey, man, it's like my positive affirmation says, man, it's unrealistic until it's not. It's very possible. I never thought I would be sober, to be real with you. I never thought I would be somebody that would be doing a show 2 times a week talking about sobriety. Never in my wildest dreams would I think that this is who I'd turn into, and it's very possible. If you want anything in life, you can achieve it. I'd like to help her to feel more confident and comfortable with her weight and shape if I can. Okay, Fridge, so basically how you can do that is, like Desi said, compliment her, don't point out her flaws, like don't say specific body parts, and yeah, I agree with what Desi said, just love her, tell her she's beautiful. Never like even if you're trying to joke, never joke or like clown on her for her weight, because you know it's a subject that she's uncomfortable about. And always compliment, and just really show a lot of affection, and that will build confidence in her. Trust me, because it's like anybody likes to be complimented, but literally you could give somebody a sea of compliments, a mountain of positive reinforcement, and the one time you slip up and you say something negative, or if, let's say you guys are in a fight and you slip up and say something, that will be the thing that cuts. Same thing if, like, for example, it's like, you know, I go through the comments on YouTube very often. It's like I'll scroll through hundreds of positive comments, and the minute I see one negative one, that's the one that bothers me. So literally, you just have to be super proactive about always being positive, always being supportive, always making sure that she knows that you think she's beautiful, that you're proud of her, that you love her, and that you're, you know, you're affectionate towards her. Show her a lot of affection as well. Hell yeah, Nicole, I appreciate it. Mike Perez, wow, brother, I'm actually surprised by how much you do. You're like a UFC fighter. No, I am not. A UFC fighter would destroy me. But I appreciate that, man. That's very flattering. Don't worry about switching things up. Consistency is all that matters right now. You're looking super fit, bro. Mike, I thank you, man. That means a lot to me. And also, Mike, I want to just say thank you so much for shopping at my friend's store. That meant a lot to me. And thank you, dude. I appreciate that a lot. I'm a big woman, and I have days where I feel down about it, but in the end, I am confident enough. I know when I can find cute clothes to wear, etc. Yeah, Desi, it's all about having positive body imagery or a mindset, and that's not easy if the person you're with has ever said something bad about you. Like, you know, I'll just be honest. Like, I definitely have been in a relationship where I like have said things that I'm not proud of about my partner's body. And that the thing about that is that's a problem for me. That's not a problem with them. That's my problem. Like that thought is a root within myself. It's not a root within them. And the thing that's wrong about that is I'm pushing my root into their mindset and being like, this is the reality. Like, you look bad. Like, you don't look good. But really, that's just my problem. You know, that's my issue. That's my thing that I need to work through. So, and that's something that I regret to this day, like, and I'll regret forever. So, you ever fit into the jersey Hollow gave you? The jersey? I think so. I think if I know what you're talking about, I think I can fit into it now. Avo, you're a great guy. I'm sure every girl would be happy to have someone like you in their life. If you ever choose to have kids, they'll definitely grow up to be great. Hey, was it to you, man? Thank you, dude. That means a fuck ton to me. That's very, very kind of you to say. Definitely wanted kids, but now that I'm single, and I'm probably going to be single for a long time, I don't know if that's going to be possible, but that means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you for the words and advice. I'll drop back soon. Stay safe, everyone. Hey, I'm the Fridge. Thank you, man. Good luck. Appreciate it. Andrew's crew was called the Piss Drunks. Dustin Dolan, Ali Bilala. I forgot the other boys. Wild boys back then. Yeah, Derek. I mean, yeah, it was crazy that he got sober. Honestly, it's a blessing. Can I ask you how old you are? Yeah, I'm 35. I'm gonna be 36 in November. But yeah, it's that story. It's pretty amazing, and the thing I really love about that is that it shows that you can rise above your environment. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't want to, like, you know, I have a drinking problem, but all my friends, all they do is drink," or, you know, I'm afraid of, like, not having friends after I get sober, and that's not true. That's not true at all. Like, you can always have friends being sober, and, like, your true friends will still be friends with you after you get sober. If anything, to be real with you, getting sober and getting healthy will have a ripple effect in your whole life tree. It will probably affect your family and friends positively. Obviously, if you're like an ego narcissist and rub it in everybody's face and like try to be like, my way is the only way to live, people are going to be turned off by that. But generally, if people see you getting healthier and they notice that, they're going to want a piece of that pie too, because it's great. It feels good. I felt the exact same way. I regret a lot of things I've said in the past relationship, and in the moment I didn't think of how they were received by my ex. Yeah, man, I mean, it's rough. It's super hard to, you know, live with those things and be like, oh man, fuck, I can't believe like I said something like that would hurt somebody so bad. And like sometimes, honestly, it can be something really small and that can damage somebody for a long time, but they will get through that. They will move on. They will grow stronger out of it. It's not your job to fix anybody. And it's also your job to forgive yourself. I know that that's been a really hard thing for me to do in my life. Still to this day, I really struggle with forgiving what I've done to the people I care the most about. And some days I'm not able to, some days I am. You know, I take it day by day. It's a journey. Tommy P, how do you overcome doubt? Sometimes I know what's right and needs to be done, man. But sometimes I just can't be bothered or lose 100% motivation to do the right thing. Yeah, self-doubt is Blue. Congrats on the new cigarettes, man. That's amazing. Self-doubt is the killer of ambition, honestly. And I'm reading a book called Get Out of Your Way by Russ, the rapper. And it's incredible. He has a whole chapter called Pull the Trigger. And it's basically about just doing it. Like, just going out and just doing what you feel is right, what you need to do. And self-doubt is good in terms of having a little bit being nervous about a situation is good because it heightens your senses, it makes you more agile, but really leaning too much into self-doubt isn't good, and it doesn't help you pretty much ever. And it will really, really block you. So I think if you can not lean into that self-doubt and use it sort of, if anything, as a motivator, and also realizing if you fail at something, it's not the end of the world because, man, this is going to get corny really fast if I keep doing this, but I don't give a shit. Because failure is growth, man. Because failure is growth. Each time you fail, you learn and you grow and you become a bigger person because of it. Every failure I've had, I've learned tremendously from, and I've learned more about myself and grown more than about any success that I've had. You know, the worst things that have happened to me in my life have made me 10 times the man that any great success has. Was it 2? You plenty of people who have 1 to 2 kids in the late 30s, early 30s, but I don't want to cause any unnecessary stress on this chill show. Just thank you. We need more people like you to have kids in the world. Was it 2? You thank you, man. That means a lot to me. That's really nice of you to say. Thank you. R.I.P. Pop Smoke, indeed. Yep, forgiving yourself is really hard, and I've been struggling with it for a while, Nicole Lies, so I definitely understand what you're going through, man. Press Woodard. It's best to stop drinking when you go through 3 emotions about an hour. Happy, sad, then mad. Yes, I agree. If you're switching through that many emotions in that short amount of time, I would agree that drinking is not conducive to improving that mindset. Yo, the champion, or champion, appreciate you, my man. Thank you. You like David Goggins' audiobook, Facts, please listen during a run. Yeah, I like David Goggins a lot. He's a very, very good motivator, to say the least. He can motivate you to do anything. After you listen to like one of his books or his speeches, you'd be like, man, I could fucking climb a mountain right now. I feel like that guy in Napoleon Dynamite, like how much you bet I could throw a football over those mountains over there. Just like believe in yourself so much, but that he has so much truth in that is if you believe in nobody will believe in you until you believe in yourself, just like nobody will love you until you love yourself. So everything starts within you. You have to love yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you're a good person. You have to believe that you're loved. You have to love who you are. And those aren't easy things. Those are things that I struggle with every single fucking day. Not sure if it's been asked before, but if you weren't a cameraman or have anything to do with filmography in general, what would you want to do? I don't know, because all I've done throughout my whole life is film. That's all I've ever done. When I first got into skateboarding, it's like I started filming skateboarding. I started being a filmer. I wasn't even a skater. I was a filmer. Then I went to film school, and then I became an editor, and then I really loved hip-hop and really loved battle rap. So then I went and started doing that in my free time on top of doing visual effects. So I don't even know what I would do. But I would say that I would want to do more of something like this, something that was good for other people. Maybe something in like the community outreach, working with maybe the homeless population in Los Angeles. I would love to get into more. Yeah, I don't know. That's hard to say because everything kind of involves film with my mind, so I don't really know. JT Flynn, Avo, I've been checking in every day since quarantine started. Even if I mostly only lurk the chat, it's nice to feel a part of the community that's looking out for each other in this difficult time. I appreciate you for that. JT Flynn, thank you for being in here, man, and just being a part of this community. That's what makes this community what it is. Thank you. The biggest investment you can make is in yourself. Super agree with that. Nikolai, super agree with that. Yeah, Derek, that is crazy about Ali Boulala. It's really, that Vice, I think it was the Vice episode on him was incredibly depressing. Like, really horrible. Life coach. Yeah, I guess I could maybe try to be a life coach. I don't really think I'm that qualified for it. I thought about writing a book, but I don't really know what it would be about because I don't want to be like, I'm Kyle Gray. I'm a motivating person. I'm a motivator because I don't feel like I am. All I feel like I do with this show is just talk, and I'm not an expert on anything, and I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to listen to people and talk to them and share the little knowledge that I have. So if anything, my book might be just incredibly damning of what I've done horrible in my life. It literally might just be like a story of me cheating on every single girlfriend I've loved and being an alcoholic and changing. And that's it. That might just be it. And then where I'm at today. Single but happy, you know? What are some of my favorite movies? Akira, There Would Be Blood, No Country for Old Men, The Departed, Melancholia, Inception, The Prestige, Interstellar. You guys see the trend. You see the trend. Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D. Yeah. Have I read any Matt Haig? I haven't. Yeah, Desi, maybe I'll write a memoir. Maybe that's what the book will be. But then it will just illuminate my chances forever running for president, so I can't do that. No, I'm kidding. Nikolai, I know. It's a terrible thing. It's something that I'm the least proud of in my life ever, and it's something that I am trying to forgive myself for to this day. And I don't have the answer. My excuse is addiction, but I don't feel like that's an excuse at all. So it's a terrible thing, man. 2 Leo flicks in there. Amy, I think Leonardo DiCaprio is my favorite actor, honestly. I know that actually Math and Pat got into this on My Expert Opinion, where they were asking who's a better actor, Leonardo DiCaprio or Denzel Washington. Both are incredible, both are amazing and extremely talented. But for me, I think that Leo is a more superb actor because he has way more range than Denzel. Even though Denzel can do the Denzel better than anybody, and we love him for that, but I think Leo just has this incredible range that actually no other actor can really get to. Yeah. They say a man will do whatever he wants no matter how good he has it. I mean, I've definitely been in that position, man. I've definitely been in that position. Ryan, hey Avo, jumping in the water late. How's it going? Ryan, I'm doing okay, man. How are you? How's everything going with you? Melancholia, that's one of my favorites too. My female cousin actually met Lars von Trier a while ago at a bar in Cali. Wow, that's crazy. I'm a big fan of his movies because they're weird, and I really like weird stuff. That movie in general, I fucking love. Me and my ex-girlfriend used to love it together, and I really love the opening sequence of it, the montage with all the phantom footage and everything in slow motion. I just love the concept, too, of a planet approaching us and we can't do anything about it, and how that, and then also tying it with a woman's sort of lost purpose in this world. That movie's fire. I really love that movie. That director, I'm kind of iffy about, really. He's like experimental sometimes for the sake of being experimental, and almost that. What was that other movie he did, Antichrist, where it was like super super violent and gory to the point I like had to turn it off. I'm like, oh, this is just too much for me. I don't have favorites of anything. I respect and appreciate and see many sides of things to box him up. Hey, I like that. I like that answer. I would say that too if people were to be like, who's your favorite, what's your favorite band? You know, I could say like some bands, like, yeah, I like this band a lot, you know, and there was a time that they were my favorite band, but it would be hard for me to be like, this band is my absolute favorite band, and I would listen to nothing ever but them, because fucking in 2 years I would probably be different. All you're familiar with No Life Shack. Would be sick to get him on watch when the world resumes. I don't know who that is. No Life Shack. One of my favorite battles this year, Mike P versus Danny Myers. There hasn't been that many battles this year. Chef Trez versus Sharon, Geechee and Twerk. Is the movie The Shack like the book? I've never heard of The Shack before. Fuck yeah, Bad Boys 3, let's go. Amy, I hear it's not that good, though. But I hope it's dope. Yeah, I agree, was it to you, that Kirsten Dunst definitely does deserve more praise in the world of acting, for sure. Will you ever react to different types of music or just battle rap? Just battle rap. I'm not trying to be like a reaction channel or anything like that. Blue, peace out. Good to see you in here, man. Also, congrats on not smoking. Amy, I'm just saying, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard. Adrian Mack, hey Avo, I'm a compositor. Saw you mention your visual effects work and watch. Lost my mind. Tiny world, dude. Keep it up. Adrian, dope, man. Where do you work at? I worked at Shade, which I don't even know if they're still around. I worked at Shade, Pixelmondo. Where else did I work at? The Orphanage in San Francisco. Ring of Fire. What's that? The title production company that Kyle Cooper owns. They're like, I forget it, and I worked there for a little bit. I worked there for like a couple months, and I was working on Iron Man 3 there. But yeah, I worked. I did compositing for 13 years. I worked in Flame. I did Shake and Nuke. And yeah, I was really bad at it. Oh, you're at Ingenuity Studios. Dope, man. That's awesome. That's really cool, man. How long have you been doing compositing for? Do you like it? You a fan? Hector Cruz, what's cracking? See, Bad Boys 3 was pretty good. See, Hector thinks it's good. I've been binge watching this show called Snowfall. It's fucking awesome. I also binge watched Devs, which is fucking incredible. If you guys ever seen Ex Machina, it's by the same director. Highly suggest that. Of course, I binge watched Ozarks. I tried to watch Tiger King, but to be real with you guys, I thought it was really, really fucking cringeworthy. And I just didn't like it. I thought it was like it was interesting to be like, oh, these people exist. That's weird. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not down with just watching a bunch of racist white people like fucking abuse tigers for like an hour, like over and over again. And be like, oh, she killed her husband. I'm like, I don't care. These people are terrible human beings. Like, why am I watching this? What do I think about Twerk versus the Saga? I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it's incredible. I'm new, a year next month in the industry. Cool to talk. That's dope, man. Hell yeah, man. I did it for 13 years. So if you ever need recommendations, hit me up and I'll give you a recommendation. Do I think I'd be good at battle rap? You catch every bar? No, I think I'd be really bad at battle rap, to be real with you guys. I think I would be terrible. I'm not a good rapper, and I'm also white, so that's a big thing working against me. But I love battle rap. I love hip hop. I'm a huge fan, and I don't really catch every bar either. A lot of stuff goes over my head. Has there ever been an event in your life related to film stuff where you thought, I'm not going to do this or never do it again? Yeah, shooting porn. Shooting porn and owning a porn company, I'm never going to do again, for sure. Because that doesn't work for my life. I'm a sex addict, and that is not conducive with the person I want to be. So, that's something that I'm definitely never going to do again. Yeah, Tommy, but the difference is Pat's got got style, got flavor. Was it too? Yeah, I wouldn't say it's funny, man. It's more so not. That's like one of the biggest things that I'm not proud of in my life, and one of the most traumatizing things I've ever done. I did porn. I didn't film it. I was in it, behind my ex-girlfriend's back for like a couple years. And I got caught over and over and over again, and tried to stop over and over again, and I couldn't. So I don't know if funny is the right word. It's more so something that it's like one of my deepest regrets ever, and it's something that really traumatizes you. If you guys think about how toxic porn is in general, think about being in the industry. It's even 5 times, and it bleeds into every single thing of your life, and it's very addicting. And yeah, it's something that I'm extremely remorseful of. You're in film school. Any tips? Go get an internship as soon as you can and start working in the industry. The sooner you can start just working and gaining experience, the better off you'll be. Is it possible to do a dolly zoom with no proper equipment? I'm working with zero budget. Of course, you can ride a skateboard and do it, and then just stabilize it in post. No, it wasn't to you. I understand. It's a very extreme thing that I did, and it's very random. Like if I just say it like I did say it, so I completely understand how it would catch you off guard. But no, that's like one of my biggest regrets in my entire life, for sure. Even more so than being an alcoholic, to be honest with you guys. Like the sex addiction thing was way harder to get through than quitting alcohol. Way more traumatic, hurt way more people in my life, and has caused a really deep rift in me that will be there forever. So yeah, if I would have any advice, it's don't get in the porn industry and don't cheat, which is easy, which shouldn't be hard to not do, unless you're a fucking lunatic like myself. What do I like better, filming large stages or small rooms? I like them both for different reasons. I like the volumes. I think they produce better battles, but I like huge stages because they're like the energy in the room is crazy. Thank you, Nikolai. I appreciate that, man. It's definitely taken me a long time to be able to like admit that publicly. I didn't come out and admit that right away, for sure. Understand where you're coming from. I'm just glad you don't have any moral issues filming so many battle raps. For sure, man. For sure. Carnage, appreciate you. I'm doing all right. Doing pretty good today, to be honest with you. Doing decent. It is a good day. Which small room battle is the best and which big room as well? I would say the volumes are my favorite personally, and which big room battles, I would say Summer Impact or Gnome 9. Tommy P, what was your breaking point before you started to change things? Like, how did you know where to even begin? Well, so, my first, I mean, usually, I'll just say this, usually it's, when you want to change, you have to want to change yourself. Do I struggle with anxiety or addiction? I struggle with addiction a lot. I'm a sex addict, and also I'm an alcoholic. I think I could get addicted to anything, to be honest with you guys. I think if I started doing drugs, I would get addicted to that. I was addicted to cigars. After I quit drinking, I smoked a cigar every single day, and I haven't smoked a cigar for like a year and 3 months now. So yeah, I'm definitely an addictive person. But my breaking point was pretty traumatic things happening to me. Like, in order for me to like quit just going nuts with my sex addiction, something really bad happened to me. And then I forced myself to go to therapy. And then I went to SAA, which is Sex Addicts Anonymous. It's very much like AA. I did that for like a couple months, but it's not for me. The AA program just isn't for me. It's a lot about, it's very rooted in religion, and I'm not really a religious person, so it didn't resonate with me too much. And then with drinking, I started, after I got sober from my sex addiction, I started actually drinking more, to kind of cope with wanting a buzz, wanting that excitement. And I became a really bad alcoholic. And then I got out of a relationship I really cared about. I lost a woman in my life that I thought I was going to be with forever. And that was the traumatic experience that really was my breaking point. And I just like looked around and I'm like, man, now I'm like, I don't have this person that I thought I was going to be with forever. Now I'm just like drunk all the time and like I'm out of shape kind of. It's like I'm not very proud of who I am. Like I know that I'm a good person deep down inside, but at that point I was just like, I'm not looking at who I am and what I do. Like I just cheat on the people that like love me, and then I just like get drunk and drive drunk all the time. I'm like, it's not something I'm proud of. So I just took the steps to be somebody I'm proud of, and I'm trying to take those steps every day, and try to every day get a little bit closer to being somebody that I'm proud of. For those that work out, what else besides protein can be used to heal muscles? Everything is used to heal up muscles. Absolutely everything. Sugar, carbs, amino acids, protein, everything helps. But I would say good, healthy foods, good whole foods, vegetables, fruit. If you're going to eat meat, I would, suggest going towards seafood, just because it's less to process in your body. You can also get protein from a lot of vegetables too. You think I have an addictive personality? Of course, man. I have a very addictive personality. Christian Legaspi. I just want to say that I appreciate you created this platform. I'm in school to be a therapist. I'm learning so much. Christian, that's incredible, man. I'm a huge fan of therapy, so good luck, bro. Shiv, Avo, this is incredibly helpful stream. Much love to you and everyone here. The support here is invaluable. Shiv, I appreciate you. Yo, Complex Fever. Hey, Avo, I just found out I got my job back. Feels good to finally be able to donate and help out. Congrats on sobriety and all the success. Hope everyone in the chat is doing well. Blessings. Complex Fever, man. Congrats on getting your job back, man. And thank you so much for donating. That means so much to me. Thank you. Appreciate that. Was it to you? The loss of your love is something I can relate to. After several years of feeling perfectly fine being single, my ex chose to self-invite herself into my realm of dreams. Woke up feeling awful. Yeah, was it to you, man? Like, I feel like that's going to happen to me forever, to be honest. Because that same shit happens to me too, man. Where I feel like I'm doing okay, then memories or a dream, like you said, will bring me back to feeling bad. But the thing that I try to remember about that is that feelings are transient. They don't last forever. And that all things happen to a reason. All things happen for a reason, because the universe is you and a bigger version of yourself. So the universe is pointing you in the direction you need to be at. You're right where you are. You're right where you need to be. And good things are on their way. Just a bunch of positive affirmations to tell yourself when you feel really bad about losing somebody, because I deal with that every single day, if not every hour, every couple minutes. It's very extreme, and it's a really hard thing to get through, but it won't last forever, for sure. How do you do your setup, Albo? I'm thinking about doing this for a mental health group. I have a camera that runs into an encoder that runs into my computer, running off software. You can use OBS, it's free, and get a Blackmagic Media Express box, run a camera into it on YouTube. Can you respond to math on another day? What did math ask? I didn't see math's question. Have I lost any family to addiction? I have not, thankfully, but my family is definitely, I do have a lot of addiction that runs in my family. That's where I got most of my addiction from. Capture card streaming gear sold out many places because of COVID. That's crazy. Because everybody's streaming now. That's insane. Lil Da Boy, what's up? Good to see you, my man. But yeah, guys, what else? Got 4 minutes left. Then we're going to go watch K-Shine versus Rum Nitty. Not the battle, but the round for round. Oh, word. I didn't see that he said that. He's true. I own the rights to every single thing I've ever shot. What the leagues own is the edits, because they paid for the edits. So they own that. They can do whatever they want with that. The footage, they don't own. I own the footage. They didn't buy the cameras. They didn't pay for a media buyout. The footage is owned by me for everything I shoot, ever. Unless somebody pays for a media buyout, and no company has ever done that. But with that being said, I'm not going to do anything with the footage because I value battle rap, and all of my clients, I value their integrity and their business, and I would never do anything to jeopardize that ever. So as far as I'm concerned, it's that point is kind of null and void. You're completely right, Avo. It's a bit of a cliche thing to say, but time really does heal many wounds. I think of some of us luckier if we don't have a grudge-holding personality. Was it to you, for sure. And it's not even that time heals those wounds. It's what you do in that time that heals those wounds. It's how you spend your time, because time definitely will heal those wounds for sure over a long period of time, but it's what you do in that time that's the important aspect of it. Math, appreciate you, my man. I respect the change in your life, bro. I would love to hear the full story. I think seeing the light and dark side of life gives you a wide spectrum of understanding and wisdom. Hell yeah, man. And I just want to congratulate you, Math, on really, I think, all your success and all you've done in the media and your channel. And, you know, I've noticed how you present yourself publicly on your platform, and it's very commendable, and I really like that. And I think because people attach too much of like your battle rap personality with you, you know, they're like, oh, Math is just this mean guy that beats people up all the time, you know, not knowing that people fight every day, people in everything, you know, especially in battle rap. It's so funny that people, oh my god, these thugs are fighting on stage, but it's like, go to any sporting event, there's people fighting in the actual game and in the stands. And like, sports don't get the flack that we do. But I just want to say that I love that we're seeing more of who you are, and I feel like that's an incredible thing. And salute on the podcast, because I'm a huge fan. Life experiences are a hell of a thing. You're right with the point of it's what you do in that time. How often do you do this segment? Avo, I'm looking to be a regular on the segment. I do this 2 times a week. I do it at Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I'll be live in probably like 5 minutes with round for round, K-Shine versus Rum Nitty. So tune in for that, and we can watch that. Salute to Math for being in the chat. Means a lot to me. I will see you guys later. And also go check out the My Expert Opinion with ARP. I was just watching that. I got to finish that. It's 3 hours long. It's fucking incredible. Huge fan of ARP. I love his blogs. Peace out, guys. Love y'all.